Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It has definitely been a while back and I have something a little bit different so I just happen to have a Neiman Marcus gift card. I just moved, but I don't technically really need anything as far as essentials. And I came across in the gift section these Jonathan Adler candles. You guys, please excuse my nails. I saw them as I was preparing to do this video and they are quite horrible. I apologize. Yeah. So I went ahead and splurged at Neiman Marcus on a kind of absurd housewarming gift for myself. And I actually had some funds left over on that gift card. So I purchased a fragrance discovery set and I will be doing a video about that as soon as that arrives. So this will just be my first impressions of the Jonathan Adler votives. It's a 3-piece set. Aha! Now we have a cardboard box, richly textured, feels opulent, feels worthy of my purchase. We have the votive set, Muse D'Or, Muse Noir, and Muse Blanc. So lifting the lid, I mean, I joke about the box, but it feels, pretty sturdy, pretty substantial. It's nice, right? It's nicer than the average. Woo, I immediately am getting the sense of all three of these candles like assaulting my nose all at the same time. I haven't seen a lot online as far as describing these scents, but there's one YouTuber, his #1 comment about these candles is that they smell really strong. And I can definitely attest to that. Now, there's so much going on right now with like this between the smells of all three of them. I will say that they smell pretty nice, kind of expensive smelling. A criticism that I've seen online is that they contain paraffin wax. They're not, 100% vegetable wax. They're so pretty. Oh, I have to set them aside. Yeah, it's like nauseating. I mean, I think a lot of the problem has to do with just all three of them being in the box. They don't have any type of cover or lid on the individual candles, right? So it's just the scent. If they smell like this cold, I can only imagine once they've been burning, right? So here is the Muse Blanc. It has, that well-known Jonathan Adler motif with the faces. Right off the bat, as I'm looking at the candle themselves, they're a little imperfect. So the set of these were 3 for $88 for the little votive size. I think that you get a nice amount of candle for the price. I mean, considering, because when I think about votive candles, I think about those like tiny little votives that you could get at like Walmart or somewhere. So I was almost expecting something like that. And so anyway, here's the white one, and there's just like some bubbling, I think the vessel gives you like that high-end feeling and that idea of luxury and the experience and things like that. But then the actual presentation of the candle, the placement of the wicks, and just the appearance of the wax itself has this like bubbling effect on the top of it. And then you get into the Muse Noir. Very beautiful. Vessels are so beautiful. I'm definitely going to put these on my dresser. I had the thought of like displaying them all 3 in a row, but because of the smell, the scent of these is so outrageously strong, I probably won't do that. I think I need to also get covers for these. Like, I think that just having a single one sitting, I can't imagine if I had the full size. But I think just having like a single one of these sitting out in the open, it's going to be like having a diffuser in the space. It's just those little imperfections that, like, for me being this my kind of like first Jonathan Adler purchase, my first luxury candle purchase, I just expected a little more. This one looks like it was like sweating, maybe that they were filled, like the candles were filled in a rush. I guess the wick placement is okay. It's not horrible, but there's just slight little things that are noticeable about it. Okay, and then here is the gold one, which is a deeper, more bronze type of color than what I expected. These candles are strong. Oh my gosh, it's like taking my breath away. But these candles are really beautiful. So the Muse Blanc, it smells very fresh, clean. I would expect to smell this scent if I'm getting a massage at like a very luxurious spa, right? It also gives me the vibe of like a perfumey, like a strong sort of perfumey vibe, like it's like a soapy, clean scent that a wealthy woman would wear. It's good. Yeah, this is good. I wouldn't say that I've smelled anything quite like this because it does have a sort of like bougie, slightly opulent leaning quality to it. I almost wanted to compare it to Moschino's Fresh, but if you would put it on the opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So where Moschino's Fresh is like a very brassy, bright, kind of silly, kind of irreverent take on like a fresh, clean, and soapy scent. And this is more refined, but not the most refined either. Like this still, I think with the Jonathan Adler line with his vases and everything, he gives you like art and he gives you glamour, but he also gives you this like pop art feel and this sense of sort of levity about the whole situation. Like I'm giving you luxury, but it's a little bit fun and it's not too pretentious, right? And that's why you have someone like me with this candle. All right, then you have the Muse Noir. This one I had the highest expectations about. I honestly kind of wished, based on the descriptions, because I thought that I would want to display the gold colored candle more. I wish, based on the notes that are listed for the Muse Noir, I sort of wish that this one, the candles were in opposite vessels, but I digress. Also, they are ceramic and they feel pretty heavy. So, I do believe that once these candles are long gone, I will have these for a very long time, years to come. So this is definitely, it's a lot more subtle than I expected. There's a darkness, a depth, a mystery, but it's also kind of fruity. And I'm picking up something like sandalwood, maybe sandalwood and or patchouli, probably sandalwood and patchouli together with like some dark, rich berries. I could definitely see a man that's giving like all types of masculinity, like a candle loving guy, I think would be into this candle. It smells very nice. This, I said was like the fresh perfume. This is more like, there's a slight freshness to it. Like it's deep and dark and mysterious, but it's in a very clean feeling way. Okay, I like this too. And I have to say, like, there were scents that were there was something that was kind of just assaulting my nose and felt sharp, and I like sneezed and gagged a little bit, which I'm sure I cut out of the video. But this one is very much more subtle, much nicer. If you're super sensitive to scents and everything that you've heard so far about these candles has put you off because everyone's talking about how strong they definitely are very strong. I'll report back as far as how this one burns, but just on my initial impressions of how it smells cold, I think that it has potential for someone who's very scent sensitive or wants to keep it light, where even if it is really strong when it burns, it's going to be like a nice, like warm and mellow and cozy kind of feel to this. All right, so now we have this one, which I thought would be my favorite, but Muse Noir. Now, I remember this one, I think the notes were very simple, though. I remember it because it was probably the most simplistic note list out of all of them. And it's like pink pepper, cedar, or something like that. There's like 2 notes listed. And you know what? This is the one. The Muse Blanc is the one that's just projecting and like slapped me in my face as soon as I open the box, because this one is even more subtle than the Muse Noir. It's not a complex scent, but it just smells good. I'll put his name on the screen, but he just described it similarly. He said, I can't really put my finger on this, but it just smells good. And he also said something about not picking up the notes exactly. And I know exactly what he meant by that now, because it smells pleasant. It smells good. This is a candle that I think if I walked into someone's home and I smelled this, like I can even kind of visualize the house that this candle is burning in, right? It's someone with like a clean, minimal, modern aesthetic, but they have these certain pieces, like something like this, right? That's thrown in. It's just like artistic and makes you think, but they sort of keep those things to a minimum for impact, right? And also because they have that certain type of personality where they just can't be overwhelmed. Maybe they're just so complex, whether it's in their personality or their career. And so all of the extra things in life, they keep simple, right? And so their wardrobe is like natural fibers in neutral colors, but it's very clean. It's just clean, fresh. This one of all three, I think I really have to like put my nose into it to really get to really smell it. And based on that one review I saw, he talks about lighting this candle. He lives in an apartment, and he said that he was coming home and he could smell the candle like from the hallway, way a distance from the apartment, right? And so if this is the one that did that, I mean, hey, it's a lot of bang for your buck, I guess. So 3 of these for $88. I think that this would make a really good gift. I think the style of the vessels would appeal to a lot of people, especially if they are into art and things. But then it's a question of the fragrances. Will they really like that? Well, that is all for now. And I will be back to let you know how these candles perform when lit. Thanks for watching. Peace.